everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am Laura, and you have just tuned into my week 37 intermittent lifestyle of OMAD, 1 meal a day, and this month ADF, which is alternate day fasting. And this is my results for my week and how things have gone. But before we jump into that, I just want to say, if you're new here, thank you so much. I want to give a huge shout out to Becky at My 5-Star Life. She just did a video of her top 3 pick channels for the week, and she had included me and gave me a shout out. So I just want to tell her thank you, because I know some of you came over from her channel, and that is very sweet. Normally I do not ask people to like and subscribe. I feel weird about it. So when somebody does something like that, it brings new subscribers in. It's really great and heartwarming. And I thank you so much for being here. And if you've been with me for a while, you know I love you guys dearly. And I want to also thank you for joining me each week with my craziness and all the ups and downs that has gone on this year. So let's talk about this past week. Oh my gosh, guys, last week was so rough. Most of you know that we lost my mother-in-law, and this week we had the funeral. So it has been just a continuation of the craziness. But overall, it really wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. Thank goodness, things went very well. And in the life of ADF, I was supposed to have fasted 3 days this week and had 4 meals. Now, we are on just finished our full 3 weeks of ADF. And I can say that it has definitely gotten easier. I don't think about food 24/7 on my fast days. I'm not at 9 o'clock at night just ready to ravage things or think about what am I cooking for tomorrow. You know, most of the time if I have a plan, I do pretty well. But this past week, I hadn't been constantly thinking about food. The first week, it was like all day of fasting. All I'm doing is, what am I going to eat tomorrow? What am I going to eat? How much can I eat? This, that, the other. But as time has gone on, it's definitely got easier. So this week we were supposed to fast Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday this week. That was the 3 days we were fasting, and we ate 4 days. Now what ended up happening was on Monday and Wednesday, we had the exact same meals. I'll throw a picture in here. We had our snack at noon, and then, which was the same snack we usually have, the olives, the pepperoni, and the cheese, jalapeno jack cheese. And then for the meal that day, we had ribeye, sweet potato, and veggie tots. Now, those were the easy meals, easy snacks. We were at home for those in the earlier part of the week. And then we went back to Beaumont for the funeral. We went back down there on Thursday. I had cooked all day Thursday, and I made some stuff to bring for after the funeral for the family to eat. So when we got down there when we got down there Thursday afternoon, my nephew had invited everybody over to his house the night before the funeral. We could all get together, tell stories, we listened to some music, you know, worked on some songs and stuff. And his wife had made a baked ziti, and I had brought some garlic bread, and it of course was a fast day for us. So all day long had done really well. I had been cooking, not eating, planning on continuing our fast. We've been doing good all month long. We have succeeded every fast day at fasting every other day, all the way up till this point on Thursday. So it was a fast day. And when we got there, Ariel and I talked before we got there. I think we got over there about 4:30 or 5, and that evening, and we hadn't eaten all day. And it was like, what if nobody shows up? We got to the house. She had made 2 huge pans full of the baked ziti, and I was like, I feel horrible that we're gonna be here and not eat, and if nobody else or not that many from the family show up, she's gonna have all this leftover food, and we didn't even eat any. So yeah, I guess you could say it was a little bit of peer pressure, but mostly it was like, we're going to eat. We just will fast another time, or just say, hey, we screwed up this week. We ate on a fast day. Okay, no big deal. So it ended up being that we did fast the rest of the days that we were supposed to. So we ended up doing a 5 meals this week and a 2-day fast. So really all we got in was Tuesday fasting and Saturday fasting all day. So the scale sort of reflected exactly what happened through the week. I'll throw a picture in here so you can see. As the week went on, closer it got to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the weight went up because I was eating back-to-back days. And what I've learned with ADF is that you will lose 2 to 3 pounds that morning after your fast day. Then you'll have your meals that day you will eat. And the next day, you're gonna be up 1 or 2 pounds on the scale. And then you fast again and it drops off, and then you eat that day and then it's up again. So you're constantly doing this up, down, up, down, up, down. But over the course of it, you are slowly going down. And that again is exactly what I've seen this week. So even with eating Thursday night and Friday was a regular eat day, and let me tell you guys, we ate. After the funeral was over with, we went back to my same nephew's house. There was so much food there. Holy moly. I feel like all we did was eat and drink that day. And literally, we were there. The funeral started at 11, and I didn't leave my nephew's house until like 9:30 or 10 o'clock that night. And we still had a 2-hour drive back to Houston. So it was a long day, but with all the sadness, there was so many smiles and great stories, and yes, tears of joy and sadness. It was a mixture, and so much of the family we got to see that I haven't seen in a while. It was just so good. 11 out of the 15 grandkids all got a picture together. I don't remember the last time all the grandkids have had a picture together, if ever. And a couple of them that weren't in the picture were there in and out, but they just missed the picture, you know. So that was great. I actually got a picture of my babies with their dad and their grandpa. So it was 3 generations there, my kids and their dad and grandpa all together. I got a shot of that, which was great because they have not, I don't think I've ever got a picture of the grandparents since the kids have been adults, now that I'm thinking about it out loud. So it was just, it was good. You know, it was a great way to close a celebration of her life with all the family, all the food and alcohol and indulging that we did. And I don't regret a minute of it. So we got home, like I said, late that Friday night into early Saturday morning. And when I went to bed, guys, I guess the last 2 to 3 weeks finally just caught up with me. And I crashed. And when I say I crashed, it was so hard. I didn't even wake up until 3:30 Saturday afternoon. Like, I'd been asleep since after midnight. I was gone. My phone I had left on silent from the funeral, so I did not even hear it ding, beep. I had missed calls. A couple of my friends were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because, you know, I'm one that's got my phone attached to my hip, and if somebody text messages me, I'm really quick to respond most of the time. So by 3 o'clock, you know, it's been over 24 hours since a couple of my friends have heard from me, and they're thinking something happened with the drive, this, that, and the other. And I was done for. I was just so exhausted. So I finally got myself pulled together, and I started texting and calling people back and letting them know we were okay, we were alive, but I was tired. And basically Sunday was the same way. Yesterday was an eat day, and I'll throw my picture in here what we ate. It was mostly leftovers from the funeral. I had made a big pot of beans and cornbread, and so yesterday I made some Spanish rice, so we just sort of had a bean and cornbread meal, which, you know, you guys know I love Mexican food, so it was right up my alley. But let's go into what happened on the scale. So last week when I weighed in with you guys, I was down a little over 5 pounds. I got to one of my all-time lows since doing this journey, 174.0. I was beyond ecstatic. I really was. Even though you couldn't tell in the video last week, I was so out of it. But that's the lowest I've been in 20 years. You know, it was like 174. Wow. So happy with that number. With this ADF challenge this month, my goal was to try to get down to the 170s by the end of the month. Maybe even see 170 or lower. That's probably not going to happen. But it's okay because I'm really happy with the results so far. After this week, and as you've seen earlier, all the ups and downs on the scale, day to day. This morning when I weighed in, I'm up a pound. I'm 175.0, which that's really not too bad considering everything that's happened, all the food and alcohol that we drank at the funeral party, whatever you want to call it. I'm really not upset with that. Yesterday was an eat day, so I knew the scale would be up some this morning. And this week, the goals, it's the last week of ADF for us. So today is a fast day. Tomorrow is an eat day. Now, when I started this goal, I said way back at the end of August that I'm going to attempt to do one 72-hour fast just for the heck of it to see if I can do it. Number one. Number two, I don't even know. Just basically just to do it. They said there's so many benefits from fasting for up to 72 hours. So I just want to see if I can do one of them, That is the goal. So this week, my plan is eat tomorrow, stop the eating window by 8 p.m. Tuesday night, and then fast Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, 72-hour mark will be Friday night at 8 p.m. At that point, I think that's when I will decide, do I just want to continue going and go to bed, sleep it off, and get up the next morning and have a more than 72-hour fast and break my fast the next day, Saturday morning? Or do I want to break my fast Friday night with something small? I know a lot of people do bone broth. In my head, I'm a weirdo. I'm over here thinking, ooh, Smoothie King. Friday, they have $1 off their shakes. It's all about, I'm a food addict, guys. It's all about food for me. So anyhow, I was like, I could go to Smoothie King. They don't close till 10 p.m., which might not be the smartest thing, putting dairy in my belly right after a 72-hour fast. But I'm crazy like that. I would try that. I would be the one to just grab a ribeye meal and eat after a 72-hour fast. Anyways, I'm not sure how things are going to go. If I am still okay at 72 hours and it's bedtime, because I may just go to sleep and wait till Saturday morning and break my fast when I get up. That is to be determined. I am going to play this by ear, but that is the goal for this week. For our last week of ADF, I'm going to try a 72-hour fast the last part of the week. I will let y'all know next week if I succeed. And hopefully I don't irritate or kill anybody through those 3 days. Ariel better lock me in my bedroom with a padlock or something. Just keep me away from people and food. Anyways, so that is the goal this week, because the last weigh-in for the Steps Challenge is Friday the 30th. So maybe that'll help me a little bit there. Not the Steps Challenge, the Weight Loss Challenge. The Steps Challenge starts on Saturday the 1st. Woo, too many challenges going on, guys. So I'm ending one challenge and jumping into another. So we're going to finish this month off with a 72-hour fast. Ariel says she's going to try to do it with me. We will see how things go. I've said it's going to be a water fast. That will be difficult for me. Guys, that is going to be so hard for me to do nothing but drink water. Because as most of you know, I've been drinking unsweet tea, which is what I got in my cup right now. So for me to even let that go for 3 days, I'm a little scared. I don't know if I can actually do it. I really don't know, but we will see. It may not be a water fast. It just may be a 72-hour fast, because I might have to have something more than water. I hate water. Anyways, so that is what all happened this week. I'm up a little bit on the scale. Not upset about that. I am still 52.8 pounds since January 10th. That is awesome. That is awesome. I mean, I've never lost 52.8 pounds in less than a year's time on my own. And now I'm happy where I'm at. I've told y'all before, even if I didn't lose another pound, I feel fine here. I really do. I do want to see my goal weight. I am going to keep pushing through, but I have noticed even in last week in my video, the sinking in of my face. I wish my face would stop losing the weight and take it off the other parts of my body, especially my arms and my belly. But no, I keep losing weight in my face. And I know from years back when I lost down so much, my kids called me Skeletor at one point. I looked anorexic. I mean, I was all sunk in, and I don't want that look again. I don't want to be that. It looked so bad. It was an unhealthy look. So I do not want to get back to that skinny. And I know right now it's called a fat skinny because I've still got a lot of fat on me, even though I don't look like I used to. I'm not totally healthy. I've still got a lot of fat on me. And even looking at the BMI chart, which I think is a joke because it's saying that for my height, which I'm 5'5", I need to weigh between 137 and 145. Guys, there's no way. At 145, I would be Skeletor again. No way. I even think 155 is probably still too low for me, but that's where the goal is. But we will see. I am thrilled with where I'm at. I really am, guys. So that's how the week went. I hope you guys are doing great. Again, if you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. And thanks to all you guys that hang around to the end and hear about my crazy life, because it is part of my journey. Of course, there's all kinds of ups and downs. And these last few weeks have been a little bit on the downside. So I'm hoping things start getting back on track and start looking up a little more. And we're wrapping up the ADF challenge and fixing to go into a steps challenge. If any of you guys are interested in joining, go over to Derek's journey and watch his video on how you can join. All you really do is send in your steps each Friday. I think it was Friday night, of what you've accumulated all week. It's not that big of a deal. He takes care of the rest. And it's just fun being on different teams and seeing how people do. I really enjoyed the last one. So I'm going to do that again and see how many steps I can get in this coming month, and hopefully a few more pounds off this old body. All right, guys, until next Monday, I hope y'all all have a wonderful week. And thanks for everything. Thanks for all the prayers and the thoughts. I know a lot of you guys were with me this past week, and I truly appreciate it. So I will check in next Monday, let you know what that scale looks like, and see where we're at. All right, guys, until then, have a great one. Bye.